Well, welcome back to Simple Truth, where we try to make some simplicity out of complexity. Actually, I try to do the opposite most of the time. My wordy words make things more complex out of something that probably is very simple. But we're trying to pull some simple truths out of the story of David in 1 Samuel. We are all the way to chapter 25, so we're cruising right along, considering we started about 2 years ago in chapter 18, right? So we're in 25. And we're looking at verse 1. Now Samuel died, and all Israel assembled and mourned for him, and they buried him in his house at Ramah. So, again, this is significant. This is a significant verse because over and over in the Bible, it says Abraham died, and Moses died, and Samuel died, and Eli died. And these were the leaders, right, of the country. These are the leaders of the nation of Israel, the founding fathers, the people that were the backbone, right? As long as Judges tells us, as long as there was a godly judge, the people did what was right. So we have Samuel, and all of a sudden, all of that which has been before, right? So all the things that Samuel oversaw, including the first king, Saul, and this whole transition thing, right? All of a sudden, it says that Samuel died. Right? These are important moments in our lives. When somebody that has mentored us, somebody that is our backbone, right? When they die, what happens to us? Right? What happens to nations when a president out of the blue dies? Right? We know what happens when presidents change, right? But if we had longevity, if we had a president that was 20, 30, 40, 50 years, right? What would happen when they died? All of a sudden, there's this question that is out there about who's going to pick up the bootstraps, who's going to put the boots on and keep on in that right path, right? Samuel is the last judge. He's the last carryover, right? He's a prophet, but he's also a judge. He spoke for God. He spoke for God to, right, Saul. And this was an important end because the people had asked for a king. And so there's this overlap thing. I see this often in churches, right? There's the pastor, but there's those strong men, strong women who are upholding the pastor, right? They're the pillars. They allow the pastor to do the things that he does because they have his back, right? Because they know the spiritual pulse of the church. What happens when those men pass away? We had one of those moments recently in the last few years when Billy Graham, right? Billy Graham was a man who met with many of the past presidents, right? He's kind of the driving force, the spiritual temperature, right, of our country even. And he passed away, and then what happens? Right? Do you have those people in your lives? Do you have those people that speak life into you? They shore up your foundation when you need them to. They're your rock, they're your pillar. I've had those people in my life. It wreaks havoc, right? When those people leave. You feel like your foundation was shook. The question then becomes, are you going to survive? Are you going to move past? Are you going to move on? Right? What's going to happen in those moments? And are you preparing those moments for other people? Are you a spiritual rock for other people? So, very simple truth, right? This week, and it really is this: what happens when your spiritual foundation gets shaken? What happens when God decides to take away the spiritual backbone of your life? That which has been holding you up, and you have to stand on your own, right? Can you do it? Are you able to stand on your own? Think about that. We'll see you next time right here on Simple Truth.